if we knew all the conflict that had happened from the time you got from your house to the church to these doors, we would probably ask Ronnie to preach us 2 Sundays in a row. Have any of you ever really tried hard at something? And no matter how hard you try, you just never get better at it? I remember when I was younger, my brother and I used to watch this guy on TV. The show was called The Imagination Station. This guy was an artist. And he would teach kids how to draw. And you would sit down with a piece of paper and a pencil. And all you had to do was listen and watch and do exactly what this man told you to do. He would say, okay, kids, get out your piece of paper and your pencil. So we would. I got my piece of paper here. We get out a piece of paper and our pencil, and he'd tell us to draw a circle on the page. So I'd draw a circle on the page, and I'd look at it. Man, that looks like an egg. So what I'd do, I'd wad it up, I'd throw it out, and I'd start all over again. And I'd draw me another circle, look at it, nope. Throw it up, throw it out, draw me another circle, look at it, nope. Wad it up, throw it out. By the time he was done with the drawing, I was still working on my circle. And what I learned is you can waste a lot of time trying to do something that you shouldn't do. Can we all agree that we've all come to the realization that there are just some things in life we shouldn't do? You see, that's conflict. Conflict is something we spend a lot of time doing. Whether that be at work, with a friend, with a relative. What we should be doing is wadding up conflict and throwing it out of our lives. Because here's the thing I've learned about conflict, church. The better you try to be at conflict, the more you're going to lose. Conflict never starts with the other person. Conflict always starts within yourself first. Conflict is a war on the inside long before it becomes a war with someone on the outside. You see, conflict by definition is a serious disagreement or a serious argument that typically lasts long term. And the person that I argue with the most, the person that I disagree with the most, the person the conflict never seems to end with is myself. The biggest conflict in my life is the internal battle of me asking myself this question, no matter what this situation is, am I going to do it God's way or am I going to do it my way? Galatians 5 says this, but I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the desires of the flesh are against the Spirit, and the desires of the Spirit are against the flesh. For these are opposed to each other. You see, you have flesh, and you have spirit. And there's the conflict. And if you choose to listen to the flesh, you'll find conflict. And if you choose to listen to the Spirit, you'll be free from it. The most valuable thing we have outside of our own salvation is relationships. And conflict kills relationships. Which is why this morning we need to pay very close attention to what God has to say through Pastor Ronnie about conflict. So that we can rid ourselves of it. Amen? So this morning as we go into worship, this morning as we physically fight our own or spiritually fight our own flesh, let's remember one thing. And let's give God thanks for this one thing. Regardless how messed up we can be, let's rejoice that there was no conflict when Jesus Christ chose the cross.